Grand Rising, grand entrance, good Sunday for some. Birds are chirping. It's kind of quiet outside. Well, it is kind of early, but still kind of quiet outside. What's up, y'all? Welcome to West of the 110 Morning Buzz edition. Call it Morning Buzz because I know a lot of people are out there hungover from last night and probably going to drink some more tonight because a lot of people don't have to go to work on Monday. I know some people that don't work right now that may hear this and say, "Shit, man, I'm gonna drink Monday too because I ain't got to go to work on Tuesday." More power to you. Here in LA County, they're still preparing for a possible explosion of that tank that's leaking some toxic substance in Garden Grove, California. They've already evacuated 50,000 people, possibly more. Um, Alternate cities, they have, how do I say it? They have a stay in order, stay home in order in place. They have warnings up saying that they might have to evacuate, if the stay in place is not effective. But it's toxic gas. You can look at it on the news. Not only gas, it's some kind of substance that's leaking out. And it's just leaking. I'm talking about pouring. They're trying to combat it with water. The fire stations are combating it with water directly on the tank to keep it cool because I think it's been leaking since Thursday. And since Thursday, it's going up a degree in temperature every day. And that's not good because they say the only thing can happen is it can spill out until I guess it's sort of at a point where it's below the crack in the tank, which some people may say, how can the tank crack? A good question. Don't know how the tank crack, but what I did find out is that those tanks, well, not all of them, I'm assuming majority, if this one is that size, they said the size of the tank is only an inch thick in steel. So with that being said, if you're housing a toxic gas or toxic chemical with only an inch of steel of thickness, just I'm not into the welding business. I don't know about steel that much. I mean, basic stuff, but as far as that type of stuff, I don't know if an inch thick of steel is strong enough to hold all those corrosives and stuff for so long. I mean, over time, you have stuff being mixed and mixed. Is it wearing down the inside of it? I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just a question I'd have. But you can Google that. It's in Garden Grove, California. It's just spilling out everywhere. Um, Also, surrounding cities might get affected too because like I said, the liquid that's spilling out, it's emitting fumes and these fumes are traveling, so people in surrounding cities. Now Garden Grove, if I'm not mistaken, because Garden Grove is not it's not far from LA, but I mean it ain't bike. I walk a lot, so I say it ain't bike distance. Bike distance is a car for me if I want to get there faster without driving. Um, yeah, but it's sort of south. I want to say south from us. It is south from us. Off the five, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there near Los Alamitos. So I say that to say this: you got to watch the directions of the wind because if the wind picks up from the south of us, it blows sort of northwest from where their location is. Los Angeles sits sort of like northwest from them. So this is something that's going on here. I did find out that the company that I can't remember it by heart, and not to throw no bad bad judgment and news on that company, but it's a company that's based out of England. I just took it upon myself to do a research and say what country of origin does that company derived from that operate in Garden Grove and various other major cities in America, which I found that out. Source said it's not a American-based company; it's a British company. So we have I don't know if that I don't know the severity of it. I don't know the seriousness of it. Of I understand that, just because it's another country of origin based business here, that we still have to handle, the emergency situation is here, you know what I'm saying? But I wonder the involvement of that country. Will they have something to say or do towards that, especially this environmental thing? That's sort of like when BP spilled all that oil down there in the Gulf. That was a mess. A lot of the people who don't live around that area, some people don't realize the severity of stuff. And also, too, I will say this: sometimes you may see certain stuff on media, and it looks worse. It look horrible on media. But you speak to some people who live in those cities, people you may know, family, or you may even visit those, and be like, man, where's all the stuff that the news was talking about, man? And you hear some people say, man, that only happened like in this section, or this. Not saying every event, but about majority. Um, for example, one event that I know the news couldn't lie about was Hurricane Katrina. The only thing they did lie about, in my opinion, allegedly also from some people who stayed down there, was saying that the news was showing cleanups. But you go down there and a lot of people say, yeah, these are the areas they don't show, man. And you see it look, the areas were looking like they had just got hit by the hurricane. And in relation to what happened down there, I think of the earthquakes here in Los Angeles, the Northridge earthquakes. That was a traumatic event that happened after the riots. The 92 riots, I say in similarity, I'm not talking about the deaths, but talking about destruction of property. Um, 92 riots and the 94 Northridge earthquakes, I believe, left a lot of devastation in the LA County, with like, tearing up homes and stuff, and especially the riots in South LA. Like a lot of the stuff was burnt down. A lot of establishments were burnt down that you needed. The grocery store, the local markets, liquor stores were looted, robbed, and burnt. The only ones that wasn't really burnt down was Tom's Liquor. Everybody know Florence and Normandy, which we stopped by there frequently and found out that they're under new ownership now. From what we were told from one of the employees, this is Armenian business group that has bought the liquor store. So they were saying they're finna renovate Tom's Liquor. They're about to tear one of the walls down or something like that, and make it, like a upscale liquor store in the hood. So it's kind of crazy though. Most of the people who are buying these stores in the neighborhoods where you live at, um, it's a cash cow for them, And in all honestly, I mean, me personally, I tell a lot of people, you're grown, you do what you want to do. But I'm to the point where it's like, man, I'm not making none of these dudes rich, none of these liquor store cats. A lot of these liquor stores that are out here in South LA, they have their children running it. You know what I'm saying? Like they try to be cool with you speaking, like they a brother or a SA, but they're really of a foreign country. And they'll try to come in and be cool with you and all this. But it's like, yeah, they cool with you because you paying their bills. Like, all they got to do is stand at the store all day, shoot the shit with you. And I'm not even talking about like racial. Some of them, I mean, some of that's beyond that. Some of those guys' kids, or real talk. They didn't went to school with a lot of different races. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of their parents didn't go to school here, but a lot of them did go to school here. Yeah, a lot of them still have little attitudes, you know what I'm saying, because of the way they were raised. But when they get around other people, especially some blacks, and see how cool they are, they become friends and like family. But at the end of the day, I tell people you got to pay attention to. Look at every store you go to. I don't care what city you in, especially if you're in a black community and the store isn't the store isn't like a black owned store. And that's what you got to realize too. Just because you see a lot of blacks operating in stores, don't mean that they own the store. You know what I mean? They're paying. Some people are paying rent to other people also. So you got to dictate between the two. You got to difference between a black ran store and a black owned store. Now, black owned stores, first and foremost, my opinion to you all is it's competition in everything. Podcasting, music, sports, Even in business, there's other stores out there that's competing with you. So, I know you have to stay competitive, but my thing is, one thing I will say about a lot of black store owners, like people will try to, they always, I'm gonna say this, a lot of black people may hate it, but a lot of black people want to play the race card, but they don't want to get called racist. And when I mean racist, some racism is mainly what I'm talking about is black people towards their own people. They try to play the race card saying, hey, you man, support the black business, man. Don't give your money to them. Why you taking your money to Julio and them when you can come, bring, because it's like, I'm not, this money I got is green. This money don't say I got to take it to a black, a white, a Hispanic, or nothing. It say take it to where you can get the most for what you need for your household, your kids, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be real with you. If a product or if the products I need total $45 at a white man store, it totals $32 at a Hispanic store, and it totals $50 at a black store. Which store you gonna go to? And I know some people say, you got the people, man. I'm gonna take my 50 to that black store. Now, if I can get the same product at this store for $32, why the hell am I gonna give my money to this store that's charging 50? You know, you got to think about stuff like that. And some people also got to think about like their jobs. Some people be feeding into their retirement so much. How many people got so much money going into their retirement every check? And they barely living now. Barely getting by. But they talking about, yeah, man, a lot of them that I knew a few people like that. They get up, go to work every day just thinking about when they get ready to retire, all the money they gonna have because all the shit they've been saving. Oh man, I got this 401k, I got this saving, I got that saving, I got this saving, I got this stock I'm gonna carry, I got this. And it's like out of every five people you run into like that, two of them, when it come close to retirement, they all gonna say, I gotta work another 3 years, man. I didn't went ahead and made an investment I shouldn't have, and all this type of shit like that. Like, come on, man, just live your life, man. You're never going to be rich working for somebody. I mean, depending on what kind of job you got. I don't know. You might be working for somebody that may pay you $300,000-$400,000 a month. Then you might get rich soon. But um, just showing up, going to work every day, busting 16, 20 hours and shit, some job that allow you to work around the clock, depending on what type of job you do. Um, you'll never make enough money. Just say, for instance, if you put in so much OT and, oh man, shit, this 2 weeks you got coming, like, man, my check, I seen it. You check what you're going to get once they hit payroll a few days before this issue to you. You hear some people, they may say, man, I'm getting, depending on the job, they may work a little small job or a big job. Some people might say, oh man, shit, I'm getting a big check this week from a little job. Like, oh, I'm getting $2,000 this week. Like, oh man, hey, that is, you did a lot of OT. Or the big wig job. Some people might say, shit, oh man, I worked a lot of time. I'm getting about 8,000-9,000 this paycheck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, cool. Then what some people gonna think about, you know what, man, I'm gonna see if I could, you know what, if I would have came in those 2 days that I told them I didn't feel like it, those are just 4 hours. Now, if I do that this week, that's gonna be quadruple time, and then I'm gonna have an extra $217. Some people would be thinking like that. And then at the end of the day, too, some people be working around the clock on overtime, and you really don't get that much more. I had a conversation with my buddy Sir G, and we were talking about some people we knew. Um, you know, some people that he said he knew at a place where he used to work was, he busts all this OT, and then at the end of the day, you have a conversation with the guy, and he said, "Man, I did all this extra work, and it was only like an extra $200." Like tell you the truth, the work wasn't worth it because Uncle Sam took most of the money, man. He said, "Shit, I made like 600, but after he took all shit, just $200." He said, "Shit, if I would have just worked my regular shift, hell, I had to probably, and just 200 less." He's like, it's the same, really. So I agree with what some of these people have been saying. Like, I don't know if some people have caught what Jeff Bezos has said on the news, or was a clips on the news of them saying or replaying something that he had mentioned. about taxes. He was saying, why is the lower tier paying, like I think the lower 25% of people making money, paying all these taxes? And he put a pretty good example of, he said, for instance, a nurse, someone beginning, someone accepting a nurse job, the first year might make 75,000 a year, which is decent money for a single person. But he said it's not, you don't get 75. She only bring home like 63 because she'll pay 12,000 in taxes. He said, and why is somebody like that paying 12,000 in taxes when, and for example, not saying this is true, but a lower tier nurse making 75,000 a year is paying 12,000 in taxes. She's only bringing home 63,000 a year. But somebody who's rich is probably paying $2,000 or $3,000 in taxes a year, less than somebody who's out there. So I agree. With what Jeff Bezos has said. That is a good question. Um, it's a lot of stuff you have to think about though, like money wise. Um, Also, too, man, believe it or not, man, how many people still, one of their biggest budgets is food, and I don't mean food for the house where they, buying stuff for the family and stuff. No, it's just food. Some people are still spending their hard-earned money, eating out every day. Some of them are, and I've seen people like that, man. That fast food will mess you up. It's probably somebody right now messed up from that fast food, man. And I'm telling you, that shit right there, it may taste good. Like, and in reality, how many people have eaten fast food, say around, say like today, Saturday, yesterday, or today, Sunday, 3-day weekend? Some people may not want to cook. They go out and go get something to eat. They may go out around later on, 2:33, go get them something from either burger stand, taco stand, or wherever. But by 7, 6 o'clock, they're gonna be sitting around the house if they ain't doing nothing. Like, damn, man, um, shit, what we gonna eat on? Because that food that you're buying out there is not really, it's not beneficial to your body. It's just satisfying a craving your mind has for this stuff. That's all it is. You just satisfying a mental craving, and once you satisfy it, it's like, okay, your body really wants what it wants. That's why I say some people spend too much money on food. Some of the money that some people make is detrimental to their health. Some people money is so detrimental to their health that they don't realize that that's why they're obese, because of the job they have, the money that they make, the big money they making. Instead of utilizing it for health, a lot of them utilizing it to send their bodies straight to hell, you know, tearing themselves up. I mean, we all work around a couple heavy brothers, a couple fat people, a couple fat guys that, we encourage all the time. And I say fat, like, cause I'm like, what I'm gonna do? Call it bigger guy? Nah, call it what it is. You fat. Just like you see, a woman see a guy attractive, she's gonna call him fine. Just like a man see a woman attractive, he's gonna call her fine. They both vice versa. If they see somebody ugly, they gonna say, "Hey, that ugly motherfucker." They may not say it out loud, but that's what they gonna say. So I don't know what's a big person. You know, a big person is somebody that's like 7 feet tall. So that's a big person. So I said this before too. I've made a post on this on social media. How many pay attention to people that it's always hating around you? I'm pretty sure they're overweight. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying they're obese, but you know, if you post to, your body structure, your body. And I ain't going by the BMI scale, they say this height, you're supposed to be that. But if you're 6 feet tall, honestly, you shouldn't be no more than 200 pounds realistically. So I'm pretty sure you know somebody 6 feet tall or taller who's 240 or 230 and over, that's considered overweight. And a lot of people like that, and I'm not saying men, this would be women, all that. Even some of the kids with their little buddies, your kids. There's always one kid in a bunch that's always, people always got problems. Like, shut up, man. Just be quiet. You annoying. It's always one, but they always hang around because they know they got his back. It's just annoying. But it's always one little chubby one. And the one that's always annoying is always the chubby one. That's just like in adulthood. The annoying dude in your group is always the chubby one or the ugly one. You hate to say it. Um, I seen this the other day too. Like it's so crazy, man. Like I don't try to judge people at all. Like my I tell people opinions and judging are two different things. Judging is like, look at that motherfucker. He ain't never gonna have nothing. Blah blah. That's judging. Your opinion on something is like, man, look at that motherfucker. I wonder if he's gonna have something. That's different. Um, saw a big ass bird just fly by. That's what caught my eye real quick. Do people look up in the sky? Like for real? Do people look up in the sky? If you really look up in the, I'm telling you, man, you look up in the sky, you'll see some crazy shit. And some people be like, man, well, I'm gonna go look up in the sky now. Man, maybe what are you talking about? I don't see nothing. I just look, pay attention. You out at night for some of those who, if you indulge in cigarettes, marijuana, if there's some little libation going on in the house, wherever you are at night, and you're in a nice dark area, just sit outside. You will notice some stuff. Just pay attention. Yeah, you see stars up there wherever you at, but you see some weird shit up in the sky sometime. If you just pay attention. But on another note, man, um, something interesting here in California that I was reading about. Mr. Jermaine Jackson. Since the Michael movies came out, let's stick with the Jackson family. Mr. Jermaine Jackson has been ordered to pay, I think, $6.5 million in some kind of suit. Now, from what I do remember of this, he was subpoenaed. Well, he was served a subpoena to show up to court for some allegations of some kind of sexual, I don't know if it was abuse, assault, or something, but it happened like 35 years ago or something like that, where they brought it to the attention that Jermaine Jackson had did something to this young lady. Allegedly, they brought it to Barry Gordy's attention, and he didn't want that negative media around the Jacksons, George Jermaine, allegedly. So, it hush hush stuff like that. But it's some kind of law that came up that recently came up to where there's no statute of limitation on something like that where you can bring it up civilly or something. But no, I take that lie back. There is a statute of limitation on it, but it's not the normal, like some years. I think it was like 35 years you have to do it. So allegedly, the accuser of Jermaine Jackson waited till the very last minute of the very last month of the very last year, the 35th year, to file that. And you have to serve him a subpoena. So it's like 35 years later, something that he's not thinking about or probably even remember, or even if it happened. I'm just saying, I don't know. We weren't there. It's all some alleged news, but it's not alleged that he had been ordered to pay. But he didn't have to pay because he was found guilty or anything. For one, they couldn't find Jermaine Jackson. Who knows? He may be in Dubai somewhere. Who knows? Where do they know how to subpoena him or serve him? So, since of his celebrity status, they got some kind of way where they subpoenaed him through the LA Times newspaper, allegedly. And I say allegedly because I didn't see it. I haven't read that. But with the article that I did read up on, it stated that another site stated the same exact thing. Even going to someone that some people may not feel who's credible, but when you hear three of the same stories, there has to be some truth somewhere. Dr. Umar Johnson, he even picked up the story and found it interesting and made a video of it. I just recently seen that one also. I seen that after I read the articles myself, but after seeing that video, some video confirmation of what I read, I've said, wow. So I said it was interesting. I never heard of the newspaper. I never heard of someone allowing the news or the newspaper allowing someone to be subpoenaed via a news article. And that was pretty interesting. I've never heard that. But so he didn't answer the subpoena, so he lost by default. Mr. Jermaine Jackson lost by default, so he's ordered to pay $6.5 million. That is crazy. It's not just crazy. It is. It. That's wild, man. You know what? Let me take a 10-second pause for that. Yeah, that is very insane. Wild stuff, man. But yeah, man, I had to take my pause real quick. But other than that, man, like I was saying about Jermaine Jackson, man, that shit was kind of wild. And allegedly, it happened in 1988. So 6.5 million um for allegedly. That is crazy. I mean, so how do I say this without offending nobody or sounding crazy? But does this type of stuff only work when it involves someone who they're accusing is a celebrity? Because growing up in urban areas and all over in America, you have black areas, white areas, Hispanic areas where a lot of this shit happens. I mean, for example, look at it. Look in California. The news about Cesar Chavez that came out, Dolores Huerta. You know what I'm saying? Like saying that that was her baby daddy by force. So that happened years ago. So it's a lot of people living with these traumas and stuff that has happened. Um, but again, do I like I say, like does it only come to light when you have some kind of status? You get what I'm saying? Is that the only time you're able to say something about it when you have a status in some kind of celebrity status? Some people don't even hold certain celebrities up to the standards that they should be. Like for example, look at last night. I was watching that on the Aiden Ross event. Good entertainment, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross, I will get in there and kick somebody's ass if you need some real fighters. You got guys like Ray J and them getting in there. You got guys like Michael Beasley getting choked out by Lance Stevenson. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying that these dudes are, but some of them, for like the one dude that laid out that guy, that was a nice right hook. I like that one. But that guy he was fighting, man, he was scared coming into the fight. He knew he was going to get his ass kicked. You saw that. Any real fighter knew that. Dude in the blue, that I can't remember his name, the one that they say won the fight last time, but it was basically a robbery. You could tell, dude that came and laid him out. Dude laid him out, and he was out cold, just like when Ray J got hit last night. I was like, man, what the fuck is Ray J doing in that ring, man? I said that shit makes no sense.
What's up?
What's going on, Russ?
You got it? What's going on?
Not much, man. I was just going over, I was telling Aiden Ross if he needs some real fighters, he can holler at me. I said that shit he had last night, man. I was like, wow, man. I said, I've seen some better celebrity fights than that. I don't know if you caught that last night.
No, I ain't. What, Ray J had a fight?
Yeah, well, the headliner was Michael Beasley versus Lance Stevenson.
Michael Beasley. Who was Michael Beasley? I never saw
The former NBA player, Michael. That was just on the Shannon Sharp show.
Okay.
Him and Lance Stevenson, but I think they had an MMA fight, and Lance Stevenson won by a chokehold submission at the beginning of the fights. I said, man, I mean, don't get me wrong, for entertainment, it was 100% entertainment. I ain't gonna knock that. They had one fight where a guy laid somebody out, but I knew that was gonna happen because the guy that he was fighting, he won last time off of default, like a robbery. So he got laid out this time. But Ray J, he got his fat ass in there and went in there and got hit with a little left tap on the chin, and he fell forward.
Hey, isn't Ray J supposed to be dying or some shit?
You know what? That's what I thought. My wife said the same thing. She said, I thought he had a heart condition. What he supposed to be in? What he getting in the ring for?
That's what I'm saying. He must be trying to die. Shit.
Well, I will say this:
he want his dying to be a spectacle. He gonna go out in the ring like a soldier.
Yeah, well, he almost went out in the ring like no matter of fact, he almost went out the ring like a soldier. Shit.
Yeah. So he must be lying about that dying shit then, cause ain't no way motherfucker gonna take his ass up into a boxing ring and risk dying for some likes and shit.
Hell nah. Shit, I thought Michael Beasley was out because after Lance Stevenson won by a chokehold submission and shit when Beasley was still laying down there for a while. And I mean, I don't know. I was looking at Michael Beasley like, damn, man, I know you retired from the NBA and people was trying to talk shit, but he was a hooper. He wasn't weak.
Yeah.
He did have some good years in Miami, but I don't know, man. I think he might be on some other kind of drugs or something.
Shit, he might be, hell, if he even resorted to this shit.
And I'm talking about. I mean, shit. Like I say, I've seen a lot of crackheads in my life, and I know somebody who done blasted off a time or two by looking at him, and I was like, damn, man, that's more than weed he's smoking.
Yeah, man. What is this Cranton shit? Have you heard of that?
Cranton? Who?
Yeah, Cranton.
Never heard of it.
Oh man, that's something new, dude. Out there, they had a basketball player who recently got into some shit about that. I'm trying to think what team he played for.
Is it a drug?
Yeah, it's a good drug.
Never. I wonder if it's something related to that trank shit. That shit that have them people, like walking, bent over, slumped over.
I thought that was fentanyl shit.
Nah, that's well. I mean, it's fentanyl inside that drug called trank, but it's having them do that shit. Or I think like in Arizona, they had a spike in blue pills. It's like a synthetic fentanyl pill that they were selling for $2 on the street. So they got all kind of shit, man. Like it's so much shit out there. Like I said, it ain't like back in the days. All you heard about was weed, heroin, cocaine, what else?
Some Sherm.
Sherm, maybe what was Boosie Collins and them was on LSD or something like that.
Yeah.
But this stuff they got now, man, shit. They even said this, it was a rumor that the new virus, that Hanta virus, supposed to, if you get sick with it, it's supposed to shrink your dick by 3 inches. Real talk, and for real. I'm gonna send you them. I'm gonna send you them comments in the videos from social media because they had some comments from.
I think they probably just using that as an excuse. He was like, "Oh no, baby, it used to be bigger than this, but I had the virus."
But some of them, when that rumor came out on social media, you should have seen some of the white users commenting saying, "Make sure black people get that disease."
I bet.
I'm like, man, it's always some shit there, man. But hey, man, you see, they finally turned over. Well, I ain't gonna say turned over, but they finally got the evidence or proof that they needed out here, allegedly towards Gavin Newsom, saying he knew about the hospice fraud since 2022.
Shit. Oh well.
So he don't care.
Right, he don't care. Like I say, most politicians aren't quite aware of the corruption going on in their state. That's why they get paid to look the other way. So I mean, I'm not really surprised about that. So what's gonna become of it? Is he going to jail?
Well, that's the question now. They trying to see, um, because you said the state attorney had warned him of it, and
Uh-huh.
he ignored it.
Warn him of what? Oh, the corruption?
Yeah,
Yeah.
warned him of the spike in hospices, saying they went up 1,000%. Say they even had a hospice that was inside of a hamburger stand.
I'm like, damn it, man, I missed out on my opportunity to make some money.
I mean, shit. I guess they seen the opportunity and took it.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's what most people do, you know. That's organized crime. They see a void in the system and they exploit it to make some money. And they pay off some politicians to look the other way. Because I'm sure some people got paid off to look the other way.
Yeah, like RFK said, the way we found him was nobody died.
Oh, and the hospices,
Yeah, he said nobody died.
they go in the hospice and just stay there for the rest of their life, huh? Forever.
They said a
Yeah,
few people even got off hospice. They said they were cleared. What kind of shit is that?
right. Most people go in the hospice. You don't come out of hospice. You don't come out.
So I mean that's crazy right there. Then like I said earlier, shit right now in California, Newsom declared a state of emergency because of that leak in that container in Garden Grove. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I didn't see that.
It's some kind of chemical that's spilling. Like it's been spilling since Thursday. They don't know if it's gonna spill all out or is the tank gonna explode, but they evacuated like 50,000 people from Garden Grove. It's a city like South LA. Because this hazardous material, it got the air quality red, meaning like, there's some stuff that's like, I wanna say it helps make glue or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So the tank is just leaking, is spraying fumes and spilling all kind of shit. They already said that I don't know if it's there or another location here in LA. They had like a little oil spill that hit the drain or something, like it's hitting the LA River, so they're trying to catch it before it hit the ocean.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's all kind of shit
Some
going on in
environmental,
California.
some environmental pollution going on.
Yep. Well, and well, from the company where the oil leak, I mean not the oil leak, where that tank spill is going on at, it's I looked it up to see who owns that company. It's a British owned company here. They actually got a lot of plants here in America.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so I was saying when it comes to environmental stuff that happens over here and it's owned by a country, owned from another country, do they get involved?
Who is the country?
No, like the company that owns it, even though it's in another country, do they come over here and help with the environmental accident?
Hell yeah. If they own it, shit, yeah, they still responsible. You do
That's what I
business
was.
in a foreign country, but you are still responsible for your business there. They don't take over control and responsibility for your business. So if
But
something happens, you're going to be liable. You got to come in and fix that shit, or you the one going to be sued or potential, some type of criminal charges to be brought against these companies.
that's why, like, I was thinking about when BP had that oil spill down there in the Gulf.
Right.
Um, that BP, that's not an American company, is it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not sure either.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I got to look it up. Not sure, but I thought they
Is it
wasn't from
South
America. But
American? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it South American?
I don't know. That's a good question. I thought they was from England too for some reason, but
Uh-huh.
I wonder. But that was crazy shit. It took them how long to cap that oil thing underground? That shit was just spilling.
Yeah. Man, they don't care about them. They don't care about the environment shit.
So
It's
you think
too
that'll
much
ever
money in the
change?
state. No. Yeah, when it's gonna change when it's too damn late. Shit. But right now it's all about the money, dude. We don't worship anything but the dollar at this point. We'll destroy the planet and destroy everything else for the dollar.
Why you think that is?
Because that's the way the system is set up. We worship the dollar. The dollar is God right now. The way they have society set up is that sits at the top pretty much. You need money to do anything at this point. You need money to buy water. You need money for shelter. You need money just for your basic necessities to live. So that's what we worship. And in reality, shoot, most of that stuff should be free. We shouldn't have to pay for this shit, our basic necessities. That was already provided in nature. But we've found a way to collect these resources by a limited number of people, and they charge for it.
Yeah, I mean, hell, look on the streets. You even got some women who put a price on their body parts and sell it to men. That's supposed to be free.
Shit, well, that's always been sold. Shit.
And ain't never been free.
Hey, what you say, shit. And it's kind of crazy because now that they put in them cameras out here in LA, like on Figueroa Boulevard, it ain't stopping nobody. Them horny goats, they still out there. They don't give a fuck. They like, shit, I'm in my wife's car anyway. Shit, I don't care.
Put her ass on the news. Miss Sharon Johnson was seen.
Hey, and you know what's so crazy? I mean, that shit sound funny, but that's happened multiple times. Like back in the day, they used to put the males, well, not the male, whoever was caught, they used to put the picture in the new LA Times newspaper. They used to notify the person's job, and if the man was married, they would notify his wife because they say you could possibly be spreading disease.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, some of them guys knew the consequences back in the day, but didn't care. Like, bro, how your mug shot? You ain't going to jail for it. You just got a LA Times mug shot in the perv section.
But to me, that the government, they're wrong for that shit.
Well, they used to do that.
Yeah, I mean, they're wrong. Come on, now that's them trying to govern morality again. Since they don't have a legal way of doing it, so now we gonna try to embarrass you into it. So I mean, is that really the purpose of government, to embarrass me into doing some shit? No, it's not.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's like I said before. I told some people, like, I mean, it's true. A lot of people, that's a part of feelings. They need to, you can't do that. You can't do nothing about your feelings being hurt. That's what a lot of people think. Like, you got to, same with law, someone got to get out their feelings, you know what I'm saying? Because really, like I said before, if you can arrest somebody for that, a lot of people be arrested. Hey, I need you to come over here, man. This motherfucker hurt my feelings. Police will come and arrest people. They don't do that. So people, same thing. Politicians, they get out their damn feelings and keep pushing.
Yeah. Yeah, ain't nobody getting arrested because somebody hurt your feelings.
And if that was the case, it'd be a lot of arrested motherfuckers around here. I'm telling you, man, shit, a whole lot. I know a lot of motherfuckers that around here be wanting to arrest my ass, man. That motherfucker said something about me.
Shit, a whole lot. I think everybody been arrested. If that's the issue, shit, you couldn't say shit. Because everybody hurt somebody's feelings, whether intentionally or on purpose. Shit.
That's like the other day when I went to the smoke shop. The smoke shops out here ran by a lot of Middle Eastern guys. They pick and choose who they speak to, but for some reason when they see me, hey brother, how you doing? They always talking. When he came up to me, he said, hey man, one of the guys told me back in the day you played soccer. He said, I play soccer too. He was right in my face. He said, what's something I can do, man, to stay active? And I said, the first thing you could do is get you one of them Listerine strips over there and put it in your mouth. Hey, like, cause how they get right in your face, they I'm like, come on, man, shit. Man.
You ain't telling man he need to put a Listerine strip in his
I
mouth.
told him that. The lady in the store said, "I can't believe you said that." I said, "Well, I mean, just telling the truth. She don't get up in somebody's face, and breath smelling like that." That motherfucker, but you know, because you know, a lot of people in the Middle East, their hygiene is different. You know, they don't believe in like deodorants and brushing teeth and shit like that.
They don't believe in brushing teeth.
No, because this is I forgot this stuff that they have. It's called they put it in like this citrus lemon leaf, and it's a paste they put on it with like this some. You know, a lot of them have like that black shit on their teeth. It come from that. It's like a something like peyote. I don't know if you ever heard of that shit.
Isn't that what the damn Indians used to smoke?
Yeah, it's something like what the Indians do, but theirs is like they put it in a leaf, a citrus leaf. The citrus leaf activates it and it gives you like a stimulant high or something like that. Even kids be chewing it on the street over there. It's like
All right, yeah,
2 cents.
I kind of heard that, but shit, what the hell they got to do with brushing your damn teeth? I don't want to get
That
high. Brush my
a lot
damn
of a lot of them don't do it because they say that helps out their mouth, but in reality, it decays their teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just tradition. Like ones I used to work with at the airport. You know, a lot of people that came from Iraq, Iran, Burma, Bangladesh. You know, tell us about the culture. Some of them that was older, especially Ramadan. Like some people be talking about how tough they is. Man, I done seen some of these guys not eat for 30 days, work 16 hours on the ramp, not eating, loading planes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, that's strong right there, man. Talking about you ain't eating shit, not drinking no water, nothing. One dude said he can't even make love to his wife during the sun up. I said, you a strong motherfucker then, man.
Well, why he can't do that? Is that part of the law?
No, that's just I guess some people, well, from his opinion, he said his purity, he doesn't eat, he doesn't, have intercourse, none of that.
During the daytime.
Yeah, during sun up. But I'm like, man,
want to be bold.
Well, I mean, there's some shit that he get used to, you know what I mean? I just say to myself, like, damn, man, that's some. I mean, more power to you. I said, that's something you do. Hey, stick to it. You know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong, I did see one of the cats cheating. Though he talking about, yeah, we don't eat nothing. Then I called him at McDonald's getting a smoothie. Oh, I had to get something. I said, get the fuck out of here, man. I said, and at that a McDonald's smoothie. Matter of fact, I think that was around the time when that food deacon, we was up there and he ran into the Whispers, the two twins, Scotty and Donnie. And I think that's their name. But them was some cool dudes, man. I think one of them passed away not too long ago, one of the Whispers.
Oh, somebody passed by. Oh, Raw Base passed.
That was yesterday at Rob Base. Ain't that's the one that's saying It Takes Two, right?
Yeah, right. It Takes Two. He passed. He's 59, man. I was like, damn, I remember that shit when it came out. I was in middle school.
Shit, what was the other song he had?
Shit, that was the main one, though.
That was the main one. But he had another one. Yeah, 59. 59 is not old.
Mm-mm.
You know, till 59 is not old, man. I did see a picture of him, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what he passed away from, but first thing I look at when I see a picture is I see he was a little overweight.
Diabetes, some kind of diabetic complication. Because DJ Easy Rock, that was his partner. It was Rob Bates and DJ. Hell, I found out he passed in 2014. I was like, shit.
And he had to be probably in his 30s then, or no, like early 40s?
40s, yeah, probably in his 40s. I'm like, damn, this nigga died in his 40s, shit, from some type of diabetic complications.
Well, on that road, man, I tell people, especially a lot of them guys like them, like Rob Bass had a hit, so where, he probably was performing that song still. And a lot of them guys, man, do you think when they go places, they sitting down, they going to somebody's house eating a home cooked meal? Hell no, they going to, I ain't gonna even say the finest establishment, but they going to a nice spot and they eating, they buying this shit every day, man. That shit fucks with you. Then, some of them drinking and shit all the time. A lot of people eat a lot of rice too. People don't realize rice turn into sugar in your body. Some cultures believe in rice with everything.
a lot of Asian cultures believe in rice with everything. So I just don't know if it's the rice itself. I feel like things in quantity and the other shit that we eat.
It depends on the type of rice too. Cause I notice a lot of my Asian buddies, they don't eat like that madam or white rice shit. They go get some other kind of rice. It's like a sticky Chinese brand or something like a it's more natural than this shit that usually blacks eat with soul food, you know, not no red beans and rice shit.
Right. We got that bleached rice. It's being processed and shit.
All that shit. And it's another, I gotta get the name of this pill. It's a medicine that a lot of Asians take because a lot of Asians don't use deodorant also, but you don't smell them sweating. And it's a pill that they take. It's you can buy it here. I just seen it last week. A lot of people don't even know about it. It's like it's a balance for men and women in their body, like for odors, and that helps the balance where you don't be sweating, your armpits don't sweat, your feet ain't sweating and stinking and shit like that. That's something that I was reading about, that they encourage their kids from young to start taking. They give it to them like when they 4 or 5, start taking it because, you know, get their body used to it, you know, just gets rid of a body odor.
Oh, well, I don't know if all that shit works. Sometimes the motherfuckers stink.
Yeah, that is true. Because at the end of the day, you still got to wash your ass. Like real shit. At the end of the day, you still got to wash your ass. That matter of fact, it's funny you said that. That's just like I seen a clip on social media. It was a white chick, young white girl. She said, "I don't know why all these men keep trying to talk to me." You know, she had blonde streaks in her hair, typical white girl. And I said, okay, she looked like the type you see some brothers try to holler at, even white guys holler at. But she was like, I ain't took a bath in like 6 days, and all these dudes trying to come holler. I be saying to myself, that's when niggas so stupid. They see this decent looking white girl. Like, oh yeah, let me get at her. She probably funky as a motherfucker, but they wouldn't care.
So she ain't took a bath in 6 days. Yeah,
she said herself. She said, I don't know why these dudes be on me so much. She said, I ain't bathing like 6 days. I just been up and at it, doing what I gotta do. And I'm like, they wouldn't even care. If she probably went to the bed with one of them, pulled them pants down, they smelled that funky ass, they probably would still hit it because, oh, I got this little white broad.
You might smell that cooch before she even take her pants off. Shit.
When I'm like, who the fuck wants to go 6 days without? Who wants to go 1 day without washing their ass? 6 days?
Yep, 6 days is just ridiculous.
Like shit. Like, I mean, hell, I know some bums who wash their ass every day. Shit, they go that. I seen that. I had to stop one of the motherfuckers. I say, man, what the hell is your problem? Man, I'm just trying to clean myself up. I said, but you asshole naked out here at the fucking park using the water fountain to wash yourself up. I said, man, get your ass out of here.
Oh man, you hating on that man trying to wash his ass.
Man, I'm sitting there trying to jog at the park. I said, man, you got people. I said, man, get out of here with that shit.
You got a penis, sis. Keep on pushing.
Nah, man. Hey, get that shit up. I don't like I say, man, you got too many drifters starting to come around here since they pushing the people out of Skid Row area. And you know, they trying to clean up downtown LA. They used to have the homeless people in LA at the beaches back in the day. Then they kicked them away from the beaches. So since you can't go to the beach or downtown no more, where you gonna go now? They coming back to the hoods.
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta regulate these motherfuckers. They don't come around here. Get your ass up out of here, man. Coming over here. Like, bro, you got bathrooms at the park. Why would you stand in front of the bathroom and shit in front of the bathroom? Just go in there and use the toilet.
Right. Nah, that don't make no sense. Yeah, that's trifling. But a lot of times, them people got mental illness and shit going on with that.
Yeah, they ain't too mental. They know how to find a dope man and buy the shit they want to smoke.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be too damn smart for that, Efren. Shit.
But
it don't take much to compliment. I mean, to come up with that type of plan and shit.
Yeah, I don't have issues with them, but a lot of them dudes over that with that mind frame, they perverts. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They'll try to do something to children.
Yeah.
You know, you keep their ass away from me because shit, on the Citizens app out here, you know, you'd be surprised. On my app, it tells you how many sex offenders that are registered that you stay within half a mile from.
Yeah, they got maps out here for this too. You can pull it.
So, and you'd be surprised how many sickos you stay next to. Shit, you'd be surprised how many sickos you work with. Oh, I don't know if you seen that clip that I sent you the other day, but that lady who she was in court, she came out, the 50-some-year-old lady, then went back, got her gun, and went and shot both the attorneys.
No, I didn't see. I didn't look at it.
I said, man, that damn law game is getting hectic. I guess they evidently she wasn't on trial, I don't believe, because if she was able to leave the courtroom and get a gun and come back in, I don't know if she was in the audience stand, but it was a 50-some-year-old lady, black lady. They said they even escorted her out with the gun still in her hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Well,
I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Politics is a dirty game, as you know, anyway, because they have some some elections going on out here right now. You know, I think it's the primaries.
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple of the commercials that I mean, like, wow, they actually say this shit. They have one of these dudes. He actually has, like, they call him MAGA something. Don't get me wrong, MAGA Tim or some bullshit. So that just shows how aligned he is with Trump. But they were talking about his policy, and he says he's against the transgender pervs going into, bathrooms and shit.
He said that?
Yeah, this is what it's in his commercial. This is what he says. He's against the transgender pervs. And I'm really like, I don't believe transgenders need to be going into the wrong bathroom myself. But the fact that you got the nerve to refer to these people as pervs, that just says something about, the society in itself, that I don't have to agree with what you're doing, and we can have a debate about, right or wrong on it, but we can be civil about it. But when we start to just start labeling each other like, oh, he's a perv, and this is coming from a politician.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how much belief do you actually have that that person is unbiased and actually doing what they're supposed to do? Like they're actually in office working for everybody.
Well, we already know that guy. If he gets elected, who he's gonna be against in office. From what he said, well, I mean that's what you can assume.
We can be respectful about it. That's all I'm saying. We don't have to be disrespectful. I ain't got to agree with you, but I don't have to be disrespectful, because I know all transgender people are not pervs.
Yeah, true. That's true.
So let's not label them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not pervs. I mean, I think, a lot of people may say, just like in 72, they may have had a mental problem, but they're not pervs.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even my place to judge that. But just to say, make those allegations of being a perv is saying that you're transgender, you're automatically a child predator, pretty much.
Now, hey, let me ask you this question about the young boy here in California that's still competing, in high school sports. I think AB Hernandez, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think about that? Like at the games or the track meets and stuff, a lot of the parents be there yelling.
It's unfair shit. And I don't think they should be allowed to compete. As far as I'm concerned, they're still a man or a boy, and he's going to be biologically superior to those girls. I don't give a damn what you identify as. But your chromosomes say you are a man. So you're going to be stronger. You're probably going to be faster than most. So it's unfair. It just is what it is. Let's not play that game anymore that, oh, I feel this way, so you're going to tell me I got to acknowledge it. No, hell, if you were born with a penis, you're a man. You can identify whatever you want to, but you can't make me believe it, though.
That's like that one video they had this big heavyset white guy with the purple little string of hair. He said, I go by she, her, and I'll only accept those pronouns. And I said to myself, if somebody don't call that person that, what are you gonna do? Whip their ass or something?
Would you go? You're not gonna acknowledge that you're being spoken to?
Yeah, basically, like, yeah, so like, what I'm saying, that shit is crazy. Some of the stuff that's allowed to go on here, like even in other countries, some people who come, I've spoken to a few people from other countries who say that the shit that's going on here would never be allowed to go on in my country, but it's just that some stuff that America has to offer is way more than what my country has to offer.
Right, true.
And I say, yeah. Yeah. And I said, yeah, you're not the first person to say that. You hear a lot of people who come from countries where they don't really believe in homosexuality, stuff like that. And but a lot of it's kind of crazy because a lot of them come here, then a few years later, a few of them be homos. Um, I mean, I've seen that. I worked with a guy like that. He came here talking shit, and 2 years later, he had a boyfriend. I said, "What kind of shit is that?"
Oh man.
But I mean, it's California. There's a lot of shit going to California. So I mean, like the one homeless guy, they had him on the news. He said, "Shit, they pay you to be homeless in California." He said, "That's the reason I'm here." He said, "How long you been living on the streets here in California?" "For years." He said, "Man, I've been in California for 6 months, and it's been the best 6 months of my life."
Oh.
He said, "California pays you to be homeless."
Yeah.
And they do. Man, you got some cat right now sitting on the street who probably get $2,100 in total between stamps and SSI, whatever. Probably get close to about $2,100 every once a month sitting on his ass in a tent.
Yeah.
So some people say, "Oh, that ain't no money." $2,100 to a nigga that ain't got no bills or nothing. That's a lot of money.
Right.
You know how much dope he's smoking? That's a lot of damn. You know how many dealers love when he get paid? Shit.
Right.
That's a lot of fucking money, man. But now you see it is because long as they're in a certain area in LA where it's not really visible, they allow them to sleep there. Shit, they got over here by the old Hostess cake factory, which was right in the hood. Now that's like a shit in that area, man. You got so many tents and some people, it's so bad where they've even made their own little house out of wood on the street because they know they ain't gonna tell them to take it down.
Yeah, I've seen something like that on like maybe YouTube or something or you might have even sent that to me, I believe.
I think so when I was walking around today, I think, I had
like
made a
dude
clip of
ran
that.
an extension cord from the light pole and
From
he
the
got
light
this
pole.
motherfucker lit up. He got a TV in here and I'm like, shit, I want to move in. Hell.
Man, hey, I remember a while ago, my partner Walter Gonzalez, he's a photographer in Signal Hill. Him, my wife, and one other person went out to like these homeless areas and handing out food. Like we had got a bunch of food from, I don't know if you ever heard of a place called Porto's. But it's like a Cuban bakery and they actually make some good ass like stuffed fried potato balls. I don't know if you ever had one of them.
No.
It's actually good, like it's Cuban ground beef with potatoes and a fried ball. But they had a bunch of extras, and the dude knew me from the school. He said, "If you stop by, I'll give you like a few packs to go hand out to the homeless because we don't want to throw them away." So I'm like, all right. So we was going out there handing them out, man. I even had like 230 packs of beer. Shit, I was giving them a beer with some food. They were loving that shit. One dude, I said, "You want some food?" I knocked on his tent and I knocked kind of hard. And he like pushed the little door open. "Oh man, I was in here watching some TV, man. I didn't even hear you." And I said, "Some fucking TV." And I said, "Hey, you want some food?" He said, "Shit, hell yeah, man." He said, You want to come in, man?" I said, "You know what? I do want to see how I look in here." Man, that motherfucker had a 40-inch TV. He had a mini bed. Like I'm talking about on the inside, you would think it was dirty or something. Nope. Bro, it looked like he was sitting in a campsite, somewhere just for the week.
Right.
I said, man, and like you say, the power was they make sure they try to get in front of a street pole.
Right.
If they could set up a tent, that's gold for them. If they find an area next to a street pole.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them guys were ex-electricians, carpenters and shit. They know what they doing.
Right.
I said, man, this nigga's crazy, man. But they said the only shit kicker for them is when the city decided to clean up, then they give them notice. He said, we got to pack up all this shit and find where to go. Then, hopefully we can come back where they ain't tamper with stuff, where they put these new little locks where you can't get in the wires and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't find a way.
Yeah, they blocked them off. Of course. I mean, that's ingenuity. They always going to find a motherfucking way around some shit. They think they can stop it, but with enough time, people are always gonna find a way around it.
Just like that, the gate they put on the border down there, they said it'll stop migrants. But shit, the only thing they did was instead of getting a 20 foot, they built a ladder 35 foot. Shit. Yeah, I said, hell, just hell. You went high, we go higher. Shit.
Shit, yeah. We go lower here. We go through tunnels. You know what I'm saying? So it's like shit.
A
They
lot,
will
a lot of
always
that
find
shit.
a way.
Well,
There will always be a way to beat the system.
always. Well, I want to see is this shit gonna really end. I know yesterday, reading what they had put out, Trump put out a article saying, or a message saying that they're close to ending this little war with Iran and the Strait being open. I'm like, yeah, just let us know when it's over. So these fucking gas prices getting ridiculous out here. Shit, we like $7 a gallon.
Damn. We approaching 4, but yeah,
Shit.
man, I don't believe what Trump's saying anyway. Trump will sit up here and lie.
Oh yeah, shit. We
We'll
are
tell
here.
you a
What
bold-faced ass
politician
lie.
ain't lying?
Be like, oh, we're close to ending the war. We're about to reach an agreement with Iran, and Iran might be sitting over there and be like, we don't know what the fuck he talking about.
What is it? Iran said we haven't even spoke.
Yeah, Iran, like we ain't even spoke to these motherfuckers, but he over here talking about we about to reach an agreement and shit. He blowing
Well,
smoke up our ass because he know most Americans will never know any damn way.
well, say I want to. Well, shout out to my boy Captain Nick Hardy. He's a pilot, young guy, man. I told him, I say, keep your head in the game, man. You'll get there. So he's a private pilot now. He's in mid-30s. We used to work together back in the day. He was, the young cat around us. Um, But shout out to Nick. I had him scared the other day because I said, they talk about the draft, man. November, they gonna start reaching out to people if this war ain't tamed by then. And I said, man, you know what, man? You are a prime candidate. I said, you're in your mid-30s. I said, you a middle child, and you got a pilot's license. That motherfucker, he was like, oh shit. He was scared for a minute. I said, you know what? I might recommend you, man. Don't do that, Murph.
Oh Lord, they don't even know how that shit works. They didn't like this shit or even possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
Hey, but whenever there's a shortage of support, you can enact the draft.
True, but our military, we already got too many people in the military for an enactment of the draft. We're not
But
at
you
that point. We're
you
not
you
at
know
that
why
point.
they bringing that up? Because they finna start kicking people out of the military.
Yeah, well,
I'm telling you know how many a lot of the stuff that they said they're not going for now. Like they changed the pictures and names of some of the soldiers. They high ranking soldiers who had pictures up, and I want to say the Pentagon, like a few of the men who changed the women. They made them put their regular names back on there. They had the name, for example. I'm not saying his name like
when you say men change to women, like you talking about like transgender?
Yeah, they had like a couple transgender soldiers. They identify as women now. And President Trump said we're not having that shit at the Pentagon. So he made them change their names back. I think one name was like Sarah something, and he said no, that guy's name was Bill something. You bet put fucking Bill up there.
We'll get down what the picture say. We're gonna put
He
Bill
said,
back up there.
yeah, he said you could leave the pictures. Basically, if they want to look like that, let them let them be. But we're not calling this man Sarah.
Yeah. I
So.
feel.
Yeah, I said that, so it's a lot of that's why I said, that's probably why they want to enact the draft. He probably got an idea of removing so many soldiers.
But hell, who's guaranteed that you're just not gonna get more?
What you mean?
Some soldiers who still gonna do that shit. They gonna come in, they still can be gay, they can still be on the down low, undercover.
True.
Transgender. So I mean, you pulling from the same pool.
Yeah, true. That's yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess you still got a lot of people in there who don't believe they gotta tell everybody their business, so they, you don't know who the fuck they are. Well, I mean, I guess it's just the fact now that shit, look at what times we in. Everybody, a lot of them feel that, hey, I can let you know that this is what I am. You got to accept me. So basically, is the military telling them you better shut the fuck up and do your job.
Right. We don't want to hear that shit.
So I mean, in reality, that's like any other job. That's like where you work at now. You don't care what people do in their personal life, but you don't have to come fucking telling me about it every day.
I mean, that's just go both ways, right? Shit. Hell, even if you straight, shit, you gonna go to work and tell everybody what you did last night,
Real talk. You know, some of you don't even want to hear it. You know, I had a fat buddy one time. He just called me out of the blue. Yeah, man, I had the best love of my life. I hung up. I don't want to hear about you, a fat ass and your fat ass woman having sex. I said, if I'd have saw your two whales out there, I'd have probably shot you motherfuckers out there having sex in the public.
Look like some visuals I just don't need.
Yeah, like I don't want to see that shit. Like, man,
that shit in my mind. I don't need to see that shit in my mind.
Talking like, yeah, me and my old lady. I said, bro, your old lady is 40 pounds heavier than you, and you obese. I don't want to hear about that shit, man.
It's like everybody looking for their parts and shit. Like, no, I don't need those visuals.
And this the same dude talking about, oh yeah, man, give me a month, me and you gonna race. I said, race to what? The kitchen table or something? What the fuck? You gonna race me on the track? Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if I lose to somebody over 300 pounds.
Motherfucker, you must be a freak of nature.
He gotta be. If
he should be
he must.
He should be in the NFL some damn well. If you beat me, motherfucker, and you weigh 300 pounds, you need to be in the NFL.
I said 300 pounds. I'm like, bro, man. And you know, it's funny. I saw I don't know if you know that dude from the Ricky Smiley show, Gary with the T.
Yeah. He from Port Arthur.
From Port Arthur, yeah, that's right. I was laughing. I saw him running on YouTube the other day, and it made me think about my partner. I said, man, them boys run the same way. Look like both their knees all fucked up. Gary with the
No, I ain't see him running though.
They had this fool there. I don't know. He been making like some meme videos lately. And the shit is crazy because he ain't got to do nothing out of ordinary. He just a funny character already. Like, this motherfucker. I wonder what happened to that show. That shit still come on with him and Ricky Smiley and them.
The morning show?
Yeah. Because I know
it still come on.
I know for a minute.
Like about last week or so, I heard it in the morning show.
Because I know for a while Ricky Smiley was sort of MIA after that Cat Williams shit that came out. Okay, because I didn't hear from him then. Like, damn, I ain't really seen him after that. But you didn't really hear about a lot of shit as much after Cat Williams exposed some shit in 2024. A lot of the people that you was really seeing, you didn't really see too much of. Then a lot of the shit start happening to these people. Well, I ain't saying in a bad way, but like, look at Kevin Hart. Like a lot of the stuff he start closing, like his a vegan stop and all that shit like that. Which I don't know why the hell he open. Who wants to open up a vegan shop? Don't get me wrong, your health is wealth, but I don't think people in a place right now where they gonna say, do I want to go to Outback Steakhouse or this vegan spot?
I just think Kevin Hart does not have his audience.
What you mean?
His audience is not vegan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't think there was nothing wrong with the venture itself.
Yeah.
But it was maybe, I think because he thought that he was Kevin Hart, that somehow people are going to gravitate to it, based solely on that. And might have had his expectations a little bit too high. Because, like I say, his audience is not vegan. Most, black people, we aren't vegan for the most part.
Especially in comedy, them niggas drinking and smoking and want to laugh.
Right. His audience is not that, I don't believe. So he could have did something like a vegan restaurant, but I think maybe a vegan restaurant, something on a real small scale. And you don't necessarily have to be the front man here either.
Yeah.
I'm an investor, but I'm not the front man. Shit, you set that shit up well in the right neighborhood with the right potential crowd, your customer base. I think it could be moderately successful. Because
we got a vegan spot like 6 blocks from where I live, and it's staying open, but they don't just serve vegan food. It's like they try to infuse like a vegan soul food or something.
Right.
And
we got places like that down here too.
So I'm like, some of that shit was actually good. You go get they give you the option though. They do have a meat option for like they cabbage for people who want meat, but the standard is like, you know, the turkey meat and shit, but they do have you pay $1 more if you want like a sliced brisket in your cabbage or some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that takes the defeat the purpose of vegan if you gonna have a meat option. Shit.
Yeah.
But and I tell a lot of people too, a lot of people I see going in there eating to be homeless people. You know, I ain't gonna say the homeless people that's sleeping on the streets, but some of the people that you see that's homeless that sort of take care of themselves, I see them go eat vegan food. So I be telling everybody, not all homeless people are like eating bad or drug addicts, you know.
Man, I'm telling you the truth. In today's society, they got people who go to work every day who homeless.
Real shit.
And that's the God's honest truth. So they got people who work 40 hours a week and they are homeless, who sleep in their car.
Some do it by choice though.
Some by choice, and somebody you just don't make enough money.
Yeah.
To have a place to stay.
Now, what do you say about people like that, Russ, in that situation that know the job that they're at is getting them by, but it ain't getting them to the level they need to be? Should they find some more work or what?
I mean, yeah, of course you should be looking, but it's just not that easy sometimes, you know? Shit, yeah, I know I need another job, but until then, this is where I'm at. And like jobs aren't just beating down your door, you know, people not knocking down the door just to give you a job. You have to actively go get a job. So now if you at one job that occupies your time, where do you find, even though that job doesn't really pay you enough to exist, but where do you find the time to go look for another job? So I'm gonna miss hours from a job that I'm not even making enough to get by already as it is. So I'm going to take away some more hours from that to go look for a job and hope that I may get, you know?
Yeah,
so
well,
kind of like in that predicament. Which one do you do?
Yeah, well, you got a phone. You can apply for jobs on your phone.
Yeah. I mean, you can apply, but until then, you still have to exist.
Yeah,
So,
but you know, it's a lot easier now. I think, well, I don't know if this is in every state, but here in LA County in California, that you don't really have to leave your house now. You can do all the process at home. The interviews via Zoom, the call, you send your paperwork via email or the links they send you, and the only thing you do is show up to work the day that they tell you.
But like I say, where you do it from? Your house. You got a home address?
Yeah. Well, you don't need an address to get a job.
Sometimes you do.
What
you put on the application?
You can tell somebody I'm homeless.
All right. And you think that people gonna be lined up to hire you sometime?
You know what? In reality, yeah. Well, I mean, from what I've seen out here, they love to hire people that's qualified and down on their luck because they figure they're gonna give us some good work.
Maybe that employer will, but some employers might not look at it like that way. This guy telling me he don't have a home. So what am I to expect this person to look like when they come into my place, my job?
Yeah. Well, shit, if they show
are they dressed properly? What's the hygiene like,
But see, let's get technical. A lot of people don't even realize it. If you don't have a home in your name, technically, you're homeless also.
But you got a home address.
But I'm just saying, like, real talk. A lot of people don't realize that even if you want to like not undercut, even if you really want to be technical with your local system down in wherever you stay at, some black people don't even realize they got a benefit right there. You go to your county and say, shit, I'm homeless. Where I live here, but I don't own nothing. I'm staying with my brother, sister, uncle, aunt. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. They're gonna be like, all right, you get assistance. A lot of people don't even know that. They think you got to be living on the street to be. If you don't own a home, you're working, you got a car, you may have children, you're fucking homeless. You qualify for a lot of shit from your county. I know that's how LA work. A lot of people don't know that. And I say it like this. Some people don't think it's legit. Well, put it to you like this. Like I said about that one guy, he just flew to California to get free money from another state just to live on the streets here because he said they'll pay him to be homeless.
Right.
So some of this money is there for a lot of the people, and right about now in California, they gonna use it because there's so much fraud. They got to find something to do with this money they holding on to. So, people may be ashamed, but I've seen some LAPD officers in the store off duty paying with EBT cards. You know, because they qualify. Some people say, "Oh, they make a lot of money," but shit, yeah, I knew one dude. Shit, he had like 9 kids. Him and his wife. Shit, what's $100 grand gonna do in LA with 9 kids?
Right.
Shit, motherfucker was down on their luck.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying that's why they say a lot of knowledge is power. A lot of people, there's a lot of resources out there for people they don't even know they have. That's just like when you work, a lot of the money that come out of your checks. Like I say, I don't like the taxes we pay here. I know y'all don't pay that much as we do. That's why when the deduction part you see on the check stubs out here, you be like, God damn. If you make $2,500 every 2 weeks, you're only gonna bring home about probably, I want to say $1,625.
Right.
And that's before your other deductions, your 401k, your insurance, shit like that.
Oh damn.
So I tell people, man, California, they hit you for a lot of shit. You pay extra $30 on your taxes for potholes out here, and we got 10,000 more potholes than we did last year. So where the fuck is the money going? Yeah. How many politicians become a politician and get rich within their first term? That's California. So we know where the money's going. That's why they want to have all this money still being sent here. Because hey, what's the best way to launder money? You get it coming to you.
Yep.
Oh man, damn man, that's right. It's Sunday. I don't know why the hell I thought it was Saturday.
Yep, that's funny.
Oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I ain't jogging today. Yesterday morning was it was kind of cold. Too many loose bulldogs out. Who the fuck let bulldogs out? I mean, like I've been seeing bulldogs on the track. All those cats in California, be safe. Shit, it's a lot of, like I say, drifters coming through the hoods. A lot of these apartment buildings and complexes about to open that they just built and ready to open in the hoods for the summer. So you already know a lot of people who stay in those places in LA, they be on some bullshit. They be, hope they ain't got no badass kids. A lot of that's how hoods strengthen up when you get complexes built in your neighborhood. Now the gang in the neighborhood's finna re-up and start recruiting. Yeah. So and we just had about 4 major. Hell, we got one right on the corner of our block. We just have 4 major ones built within, I want to say, 10 blocks of each other with 30 to 100 units. So they doing the same stuff they did back in the day, like how they built the projects up. They trying to put all these housing units and shit up there. Well, it's only a matter of time. A lot of people leave in California. They think people moving here. Who the fuck gonna move? Who gonna move somewhere where you're gonna pay $7 a gallon for gas?
Right. Yeah.
Like for real. Our $5 McDonald's meal ain't even $5. It's 8 something. Little shit like that. People say, let's go get a $5 Little Caesar pizza. You do know that it's $7.57 now, right? Yeah. Spend the extra $1, go to Pizza Hut, get you a nice pizza. Shit.
Right.
What's new down there, man? I see that Bayou still acting up, man. That they found somebody else in there a couple weeks ago.
Oh shit! Look, I don't. Yeah, they always gonna find somebody. Yeah.
Not even a couple weeks ago. I want to say last week. Say they found a young lady, and then they said this time they may have a possible witness who's seen something. Said that that the person said that they did see somebody, a bike or something like that, and then now they questioning, say, because that area, I don't know, maybe they say it has a lot of bike patrol, Houston police.
Oh.
So, and I said, just common sense. You got a serial killer that's not getting caught. You got a lot of police presence on bike patrol. One of the witnesses said they seen somebody that getting away from that area on a bike. Not saying it's a cop, but I mean, hell, it wouldn't hurt to look.
Like I said, I don't know enough about it really to speak on it like that.
That's why you need to be in politics, man, so you can know what's going on in your city.
Yeah, like I see it on the news, but far as the details, yeah, I don't know too much about the details. But I'm not surprised you're gonna find a body in the bayou every now and then, either by you know unfair or somebody either murdered or either natural causes. Like I say, they got a lot of mental illness going on, and homeless people have a tendency to hang around there a lot too. So it ain't
Oh,
gonna
so that's
take
where they be sleeping at?
sometime in some of those areas. Yeah.
Is it alligators in that bayou?
I'm not gonna say it's heavily populated with an alligator, but you might find one somewhere every now and then. But
Yeah,
it's not
that's why.
just like there are a heavy population of them, no, I don't think no.
That's wild, man. Like still, it's just crazy. A lot of that shit that's going on. That you hear about it, but you would think it'd be on a broader news scale. Just like them Disney people that was arrested on that cruise or something, with child porn or something like that. You don't hear about that too much. You would think that would be on a wider news network.
Yeah.
All kind of shit. Like I say, the news only gonna display really what they want you to hear. And then hell, you watch the news shit that, like here in LA, they've been talking about the same story. Like say that Garden Grove shit, the tank. So every time they go, okay, and on the other, and then they go to the weather. Now from the weather, we're back to like shit. Only thing y'all showing the weather in the same story. You got all this shit going on. You got 5 million people in the city. You mean you can't tell me you can't find 5 to 6 news stories a day? They just waiting for people to send them in what they have. I tell a lot of people, if you got some good video information, why you gonna send it to a news network? Only thing they gonna do is say we'll give you credit for it by put your name on it. That's it. Shit, you better post this shit yourself and hope you get a check coming.
Yeah.
It's just that easy. Real talk. Some people think you got to really be on there. Some people do like me. I see the shit on there so easy to make them. I didn't got good with this editing shit. Hell, I can just make a video in like 2 minutes if I got the right pieces I need. Just making shit for fun. But shit, some people I've seen it. Some people only got 2 or 3 videos on their page and got like 4 or 5 million on each view, each video, making money off that shit. And they ain't even no streamer. They just had some good content. If I tell you, Russ, you see something down there in Houston too? Shit, man. You never know, man. They might have you speaking at the Astrodome, opening up for the rodeo. Say, we got the guest speaker. Gee, you change your name, though. Say the Russ Manilow effect.
Yeah.
That sound better right there, man. That sound like your own group, man. The Russ Manilow effect. Coming into town. Shit, matter of fact, y'all might come out here July 1st for the Bill Pickett rodeo out here in California. They might have you as a guest speaker of that, man. Hey, real shit, man. Hey, do you know how to ride a horse?
No, I mean, I ain't gonna say I do. I haven't really no horse and shit as a little kid.
Oh, man, see that? You ain't living, man. I encourage everybody, get some farm animals, ride a farm animal. I rode a pot-belly pig before. People think they slow. They will throw your ass off.
Yeah.
And they ain't small either. Shit, don't let that motherfucker fall on you or fall over on your leg.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm gonna send you that video, man, of that shit. But yeah, man, we'll get up out of here. Shit, I ain't planning on being on this long. Gotta see what the hell I'm gonna do. My little girl turned 6 Tuesday. I'm gonna take her somewhere today. See what we gonna get into.
Huh?
Not still just sitting here planning out the day. Sunday, just chill day. Say my little girl turned 6, so let's see, take her somewhere.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, they all still sleep. Damn, I'll be forgetting I'm an early bird. Yeah, man, shit, you want to let the people know something before we get up out of here?
Well, If you need any legal assistance, call Stringfellow Taylor and Associates 832-742-0700. Yeah,
Hey, get that number. Is that the same number?
Yeah, that's the same. We got 1-800 number, but
okay, yeah. Say that number again, because I know I give out the 800 number. I don't know that number.
All right, well, you can give out the 800 number if you know it by. I don't know it at the moment, but it's 832-742-0700.
Ain't the other one 88? There's 2779, ain't it? The last four?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's the right one I'll be giving out. All right. I have to make sure. Like, well, but getting the call, like, yeah, man, I'm looking for the Stringfellow Taylor. No, but this is the Johnson firm. How can we help you?
Oh, no, hell no. Hang up immediately.
Oh, shit. Yeah, man. But hey, yo, stay tuned, man. I gotta I'm thinking about doing that later on tonight. I got a new line of prank calls that I got. I've been editing them and laughing. I've been laughing at one for so long for the last few days. I forgot I had it, but I gotta put it on. So that shit gonna be kind of crazy, man. Later on tonight, I might do that maybe 8:39, little 20-minute segment of all prank calls. But yeah, I keep you posted on that. But shit, like I say, thank everybody for listening who tuned in this morning. Shout out to my boy J.R. Gennady. Shout out to the Deke. The Deacon is engaged. Him and his fiance. He announced their engagement in Catalina Island.
Congratulations, Deacon.
Shout out to the Deacon. I told him I will be singing at the wedding. I told him his buddy Chris Fernell, they're gonna grant him release from jail to be at the wedding, so he'll be there. Who else? Shout out to Alson. That's a legend in the city, man. That's the good dude, man. Good dude. Help a lot of brothers get jobs in LA. Good job. Shout out to Alson. And even some of the ladies say that he's a good guy.
Get your ass off of this shit.
I was gonna say, fuck you, motherfucker. Oh, shout out to my boy Biola up there in Palmdale. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. Works for the state of California. Very knowledgeable guy. Went to a Cal State school. Very, very, very knowledgeable guy. Originally from Nigeria. Living here in California. Real cool dude. I bumped into him at Walmart. Luckily I did, because some of the security was finna tune his ass up, and they said, I know that guy. And they said, get this motherfucker out of here. So shout out to Biola. Stop arguing with people in the stores. This is west of the 110, man. Say real talk don't end. Just take a break. We're gonna catch y'all later, man. Good looking out. Hopping on, Russ.
All right.
All right, y'all.